So hi everyone, this is Karthik and today in this video we are going to see how to do the basic mathematics code. Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about how to reverse a number, how to check for prime, how to check for palindrome, how to check for Armstrong number, how to find HCF of a number or HCF of two number, how to find the LCM of two numbers. So this basic mathematics code we are going to solve in this video. Okay, so for that what I have done here is already I have made the functions, okay, so that we without wasting our time we can directly do our coding stuff. Okay, so I have already done this. Now in the main functions what I have done here is I have already made the scanner object, and what I will do, I will ask the users to enter a number. Okay, so for that what I have to do here is I have to write system dot out dot println, please enter any number. Okay, okay, and I will store that number into a variable n. Okay, so what I will do here is s dot next int. Okay, now before calling a reverse functions I have to write the logic how to reverse the numbers. So start thinking that if you are given a number of, suppose you are given a number 345, so how you are going to reverse that via some logic. So what should be the logic? So logic is very simple. What you have to do here is nothing. So you have to make the variable int and rev equal to 0, so that you can store your reverse number into that variable and return that. Okay, and finally you are going to return rev. Okay, now in between them you are going to write your logic. You are going to write your logic while n is not equal to 0. What you are going to do, you are going to compute its ones place. Okay, how you are going to compute the ones place? You are simply just going to make an percent 10, that will automatically, you know, deduct your ones place number. Okay, and what you are going to do, you are simply apply the logic raise equal to raise into 10 plus digit. Okay, now and simply what you are going to reduce your number by 10, so that next time it will be reduced. Okay, so simply we are done with that, but it is showing some problem that we are not able to find. So simply uh, mistake is there. Okay, and again the mistake is there, missing return statement. Okay, so simply we can do that. Okay, now the problem is being solved. Okay, so I have written the logic how to reverse a number. Okay, how to reverse a number. Now what you can do here is simply you can call that functions, so that it is going to print your number. So system dot out dot println, uh, and you are going to call that functions and it is going to return the reverse logic. Okay, I have done here is the spelling mistakes, so I am going to run it and show you the result. Please enter any number. Let's say your number is 896, so our answer should be what? Our answer should be 698. So let's say here we are getting the number 698. Okay, so we have just done with how to reverse a number. Now the second one is what? Suppose you are given a number, the user has given a number to you and just asked that please check that my number is palindrome or not. So what you will do, you can simply apply the same logic. What you are going to apply, simply you are going to do, you are just checking int res equal to, you are just going to call the same functions reverse and you are going to pass that number n. Okay, and you are just going to check, and you are just going to check, and you are just going to check if res identical to n, it means what? Your number is, your number is, your number is what? Your number is palindrome. Okay, and otherwise, oh sorry, what I am writing here, return true, return true, otherwise it is going to return false. Okay, so this logic is going to be correct, although why it's showing the missing return statement every time, I don't think so. Same logic I have been writing here. Okay, okay, so simply it is going to check that your number is palindrome or not. Okay, now again you are going to write return, okay, if res identical to n, return false. Okay, okay, now what you are going to simply check here, you are going to simply system dot out dot println, and you are going to pass that is palindrome, and you are going to pass that number. Okay, but before that, okay, okay, everything is going to be correct, and let me run and show you. So please enter a number. Let's suppose I have entered 121. This is palindrome, so this number should return 2. So this is 2. Now again, if I will make that program runnable, what will happen? I just want to check for another number. Okay, so let's say you have entered 875, and this time this number is not palindrome, so this is showing the false. Okay, so that is what we have written the logic of palindrome also. Okay, how to reverse a number, how to write, how to check for palindrome. Now we are going to move that how to check whether a number is Armstrong number or not. So first, for that Armstrong number, you have to think that what is Armstrong number. So I will just type here what is Armstrong number to show what is Armstrong number. So simply it will show that okay, so simply it will show that an Armstrong number is a number that is equal to the sum of its digit, each raised to the power of number of digit. It means what? Suppose you have the number 153, the total number of digit is 3, so at every digit you are making the power raised to 3. So 1 to the power 3 plus 5 to the power raised to power 3 and 3 raised to the power 3, and if you add all those numbers, you are getting to, you will probably get the same numbers. So that is what the Armstrong number is. So we are going to apply some logic to check that whether a number is palindrome or not. So how can I do that? Okay, so simply first we have to compute how much digit is there. Okay, so for that you have to write int count equal to 0, because initially you don't know that how much digit your numbers contain. So what you are going to do, you are going to apply some logic that int x equal to n, and while your number is not equal to 0, you are going to count, you are going to what, cnt cnb plus plus, you are going to count that your number is being having some numbers. Okay, and just you are going to reduce the number by 10. Okay, this is a simple logic. It is going to count your number. Okay, count the digit of a number. Okay, simply you have done that. Now after counting the number, you have to make some variable so that you can store the sum of every time you just want, you just every time you just okay, you know, uh, add add. Okay, and you want to store that number. So for that, what you are going to do, you are simply going to apply while n is not equal to 0. What you are going to do, you are going to compute int digit equal to n mod 10. Okay, and what you are going to do, you are going to sum equal to sum equal to sum plus what you are going to sum, digit है ना, digit math dot pow, you are going to simply math dot pow. Okay, And what you are going to apply, you are going to method dot power digit, and to the power raised to the power, raised to the power what, raised to the power c and t. And finally we are going to convert, because it is going to return you in the decimal format. So simply you are going to convert it into the integer type, and the problem is going to be solved. Okay, now you have done with that, and you have to reduce the number by the 10, so that every time automatically it gets reduced. Now you have already done that, you have calculated the sum, and finally what you have to do, you have to simply that check that if the sum identical to what, actually you have reduced the n also. So for that, for the safe side, I am going to you know store this variable as target. Okay, target equal to n, so that I am going to target, and here if it's mix equals, it means I am going to return 2. Okay, so that our number is Armstrong number. Now return 2, and every time it's showing problem, I think some compiler problem. Okay, now things is going to be solved. Okay, now I'm going to check for prime number, Armstrong number. So what I'm going to do, I am simply changing that is Armstrong. Okay, and it is going to check my number is Armstrong number or not. So before that, uh, let's suppose 153 is an Armstrong number. So I want to take the example of this number only, so that you can verify that our code is being correct written or not. So let's run it and see. So please enter any number. So I have entering 153, and that is the palindrome that we have seen. And okay, it is not showing anything. I think some logical error is there in my code. Okay, what is the logical error? Can we find that? Okay. The logical error is that our code gets enter into the infinite loops, and the reason is x equal to x by 10. And this is the biggest problem, because many times we write the code and we cannot find out the error. What is the simple, this is the simple errors which will make you to move into the infinite loop. Okay, so let's again run it and see if there is any problem in our code. So please enter any number 153, and this time it is showing true. But let me show for any another number, so that we can verify that whether our program is correct or not. Let's suppose I have given the random number 789, and this time it is showing the false. This number is not an Armstrong. Okay, so we have done with the three code up to right now. How to reverse a number, how to check for palindrome, how to check for Armstrong number. Okay, and no, really we are going to do or compute the famous problem, that is the whether a number is prime or not. So how we can do that? For the prime, what you are going to do, simply you are going to check every time that your number is divisible, should not be divisible between any number, means one and itself. Okay, so how you are going to, you are going to simply apply the loop, and you are going to apply the loop from int I equal to 2 and I is less than equal to, I is less than equal to n I plus plus, if the number is going to be divisible. Okay, if the number is going to be divisible by I. Okay, it means what, it means you are going, you should return, you should return what, you should return false, because that number is not prime. And finally, okay, and finally you are going to return 2. Okay, so this number is really going to check that your number is prime number or not. Okay, so I am going to really check that my number is prime. Okay, and now this time I am going to check my number whether it is prime number or not. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to check for the first two, this is the prime number and it should return 2. Okay, and again I just want to check for any random number. Suppose let's this time I am going to enter any composite number, and this should return really false. So I'm just going to enter 84, that is divisible by 2, and it is showing that false. Now we have done with the prime numbers, and now this times really a simple problems that how to print a prime number between any two numbers. So how really this is the simple logic that you can do is that you can move int I equal to a and I is less than equal to b, so that for between these two number you can simply calculate whether the all the prime numbers in between them. So what you are going to simply do, you are every time you are checking for individual number that if it is a prime number, if it is a prime number, if that is prime, if that number is a prime, it means what, you are going to print that number. You are simply going to write system.out.print, and you are just going to print that number. Okay, and simply you are going to give allocate some space. Okay, and this will make you to done or that you are printing a number. And simply for printing all the palindrome number, just what you are going to do, you are simply going to int I equal to a, I is less than equal to b, I plus plus, and you just want to check for every number, every individual number, that if it is a palindrome, that you just have to print that number. So you are just going to check that is palindrome I, it means it is a palindrome, then you have to print that number. System.out.println print, and simply you are going to write here I and allocate some space. Okay, and this will make you to done. But before this you have to tell your users that please enter any two number, so that between them you are really going to check all the prime numbers and all the palindrome numbers. Okay, so now I am going to take the inputs from the two users, that please enter any two number. Let's say s dot next int. Okay, and int b equal to s dot next int. Okay, and really going to call that number, that print, oh sorry, print prime. Okay, what is the number of print prime? Okay, print prime, and you are just going to pass that a and b. Okay, and you are also going to call print palindrome, and you are just going to pass a and b. Okay, but before this, make sure that your code is allocating the next line, so that you can actually see the difference between these two output. Otherwise the problem is going to be println println. Okay, and this will simply give you the logic. Okay, so I'm going to run it and show you that. So what you want to give in between, what you want to choose the two numbers. Suppose let's say I have chosen 1. Okay, and I have chosen 50. Okay, so this times, see, this is the list of prime numbers. Okay, between 1 and 50, 1 2 3 5 7 11 13 19, and this is the number of palindrome list between 1 to 50. And you can see clearly every time this is the palindrome number. Okay, and similarly you can do check out for Armstrong. You can find the all the Armstrong numbers between the two numbers really. Okay, now almost we have done with the basic mathematical calculations that we really need to know for the upcoming data structure and algorithm. These are the very basic problems. Now another problem is to find the HCF and LCM. So most probably the basic famous problem and HCF, that is how to compute your HCF. You have already heard uh, the famous algorithm, Euclidean algorithm. So that I am going to apply here. That, okay, So how you are going to print your SCF? So simply you are going to call static int, okay, and to calculate SCF you are going to take the two number int a comma b, okay, int b, and really just you are going to return return if b identical to 0, it means, oh sorry, okay, b identical to 0, it means you are going to return the b. Elsewise you are going to call the again the same functions, but this times what you are going to do, you are just going to do this, okay. So you can just google the Euclidean algorithm, okay, the fundamentals of algorithms, you will see that, okay. And to find the LCM, okay, what you are going to do, you are just going to static it LCM, and most probably you have heard that the sum of the two product of the two number is equal to the LCM into the SCF. So I'm going to apply the same logic here. So what way I'm going to here return, I'm going to return here the sum of two number, that is the a into b, okay, divided by HCF of a into b, and this will really work, okay. And this is the same logic, but before that I'm going to make this out, and simply just going to call the HCF and LCM, okay. So just call system.out.println, and here you are just going to call a and b, okay, and the same system.out.println and LCM of a comma b, okay. Now but before this, to take the input, I will take the help of Google, that give some examples of input of two number of SCF and LCM, so that we can get the correct output, right? So we can choose that the LCM and HCF of 12 and 8, really. What is the HCF and LCM? Okay, so mm, you can really take that example. Let's say to the number, okay. I'm going to see, okay. So here, sorry, okay, we can take the examples of we can take the advantage of chat GPT, okay. This is really makes our time, okay. Okay, give some input to check HCF and the LCM of two number, okay. uh okay, so here also the HCF uh give with the output also, okay. So we can take the example of 12 and 8, 12 and 18, and 12 and 18. The HCF should be 6 and LCM should be what? 36. Okay. So we are just going to take that only. Okay. So here I'm going to take the 12 and 18. The answer really should be there is some problem, expansion in the main thread. What is the problem? Uh, we will just come to the code, and this time it is going to return a and b, but what is the problem? There should not be any problem. Let me run it again. Okay, so please enter any number 12 and this times 18, and it is providing some error. So what is the error? uh, let's see. Let me make it the proper bracket written. What is the problem? Can you find any problems in this code? Let me check once. For I have applied the basic Euclidean algorithm or not. Let me check first and then tell you that if b identical to 0, it means you are going to return simply, you know, you are just going to return here is a. Okay, okay, and otherwise you are going to compute HCF of b. I think this should really work. Okay, let me run it. Let me run it and show you. So please enter any number, that is I have given 12, I have given the 18. Okay, and this times really it works, that is 6 and 36. Okay, so what the problem I am doing, I have written the p. So you should really make aware of this. Just to go there in the Google and just Google it about the Euclidean algorithm, you will understand easily. Okay, so these are some of the basic stuffs that we have done today. Okay, so see you on the next lecture. So people, thank you.